What's up, guys? You can see in the background I got my bike all stripped down naked, ready to go. As soon as I got done making that last video introducing the bike, this shows up. Yoshimura AT2 racing exhaust. So, like I said, I've already got the bike stripped down. I'm going to start throwing this exhaust on. Can't wait to hear that sound. I'll be back. Alright, everybody, it is the very next day, and this installs, well, this video is going to be about a week in the making, because in a couple hours I have to leave to go back to work, and I'm working 200 miles away from home right now, so I can't do this in the evening. So yeah, it's going to be a little while to get this exhaust done, but I can tell you I've done quite a bit of exhaust over the years. And this is easily the most difficult one I've ever had to do. So if you guys are just looking to do this to your bike, I can tell you right now, be prepared. I don't see any way around taking the oil cooler off. I don't see any way around taking the radiator off. I just can't get in there to get the middle two-cylinder header bolts off. So yeah, what I thought was going to be a pretty simple exhaust switch out. I mean, this is a fairly large bike. I thought there would have been a lot more room down there, but this is going to take a little bit of time. So I'm figuring I'll get back from work next week, and it'll probably take me the better part of a whole day to get it done. God, I'll tell you, thank God I got this lift, because my back would be killing me, and I just wouldn't be able to stay on my knees that long all day long. Guys, just food for thought. If you guys like tooling around, so to buy this exhaust and put this exhaust on my bike, the installation, any place was going to charge me $400 to $500. Well, I just went out and spent $400 to $500 on this jack instead, and it's going to literally pay for itself in just the exhaust install. Not to mention the fact that it allowed me to do my first service myself. Think of the ease of oil changes and everything else. Yeah, it's going to be a game changer having the jack here. Hang on, my garage light just went out. My garage is still a mess. I'm still, my dog Simba, say hello. Oh boy. Yeah, so it's just food for thought, guys. If you have the room, I would highly recommend getting a lift, something cheap like this. I got it from Harbor Freight. Get to know your bike, get to know your torque specs, all that good stuff, and you can always save a ton of money maintaining your bike yourselves. Your bike, it's not like a car. I mean, you can, majority of people that own motorcycles, it's not their only form of transportation. So even if you do something like this that's going to take a longer period of time, it's not a big deal. You just leave it sit and do what you got to do. So like I said, anybody that's getting into motorcycling, I would strongly suggest to do something like this. Just to give you a quick close-up. Let me see if I can turn. There you go. Any of you guys that are interested in this bike and haven't really taken a look at it with its skin off, you can see I already took those mufflers off. Those mufflers easily weigh 20 pounds each side. I'm going to order a set of Vortex rear sets for this. I was talking to a guy online, and he was telling me that they're the same as the Gen 2s as long as you don't have the stock exhaust on the bike, which obviously I don't. And he did tell me something about the linkage of the quick shifter, so I'm going to have to look into that a little bit and see what I have to do with that. But I like the solid pegs that aftermarket rear sets offer. I also like the spiked foot pegs that they offer. So just a bunch of different things. So I'm definitely going to order a set of those while I'm gone for the week. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see now how tight it is in there. You can see I already got the first cylinder. Yeah, they're off. And it's those middle two cylinders I'm just not going to be able to get to. But I'll just give you a quick walk around of the bike. A little neatening up too. This bike would be pretty nice as a naked bike as well. Good stuff. Oh, I also found a guy online last night, $100. He's gonna take my rear rotor and he's gonna cut out all these perforations to make them solid holes to do a little bit of weight reduction on the rotor. I think that's going to be, as we know, anything you can do with a rotating mass, it's like for every 1 pound that you take off, it's the equivalent of 7 pounds on the bike when it's rotating. Also allows you to put more horsepower to the ground, which is another reason why I want to do wheels for the bike. Alright guys, I'll continue this when I come back next week and keep getting this damn exhaust off. Alright guys, just like that, it is a week later. So I didn't have to take out the radiator completely. What I did was just unbolted all of the supports for it, unbolted the supports for the oil cooler, and once I did that, I was able to slide the radiator forward a little bit, and I was able to get to all the header bolts. One thing I wanted to mention that I thought was peculiar, every single header bolt would crack, get open, it would be real loose, then all of a sudden it would start to get tight again. It's really awkward. Every single one of these header bolts, if you look when I'm turning it, it's like bent. They're all warped, every single header bolt. So I'm not, Suzuki, from my opinion, has always been pretty decent quality, but these header bolts, every single one of them are warped at the top. So I'm probably gonna go down to the local Ace or Royal King and get some new header bolts. But yeah, every single one of them, the heads are warped. But so at this point I just gotta wiggle those loose, should be able to slide them right down. I just gotta unbolt the main supports that I left bolted up. Then we should be good to go to get this header pipe off. Alright guys, finally got the copper exhaust gaskets out. So they were stuck in there pretty good, even though this is a new bike. Just so you guys know, if you're doing this yourself in the future, I literally had to take a flathead screwdriver, tap it in with a rubber mallet to the corner, and then just slightly get an edge up. Once I was able to do that, I was able to get in there with a dental pick. Then they come right out. The last one on the end took a little bit more, but yeah, once you get under there, they were good to go and they came right out. The new exhaust obviously doesn't use those, so just a pretty cool view inside the exhaust port. Alright, on to the next step. And here we go. Let's see. Yoshimura AT2 system. Springs, muffler, stickers, those are important, those make the bike go faster. Here we go guys, that's gonna replace those two big freaking 30-pound dumbbells. Again, I was back and forth on which exhaust to get. Really, the main choices for me was the Acro or this. I like the blocks the way it looks, but I just don't like the fact that it's a Gen 2 system, and I had to plug the extra O2 sensor up. And in the end, I just didn't think the price difference was worth it on the Acro compared to this. You know, you're talking like, from what I've been seeing, you're looking at like a 4 horsepower difference between the two systems, and an extra $1,000 is just not worth 4 horsepower to me. That's just my opinion. So everything came wrapped pretty nicely, and all the pipes. Alright guys, so it looks like it's a 4-into-2-into-1 system. I'm gonna get this stuff all out and try to hook it up, and I'll be back. Alright, finally on the bike. Everything tightened up except of course the oil cooler and the radiator. Header pipes installed. Use the same bent screws back again. 16.5 pounds of torque for each one, in case you guys are wondering. One installation tip, one thing I did not listen to in the beginning was the original mounting bracket. I did not take it off and it made it a pain in the ass. So make sure you take that off. Alright guys, first startup. Oh yeah! Nice! Oh yeah! That sounds pretty freaking badass if you ask me. Alright, now I just got to figure out how to put everything back together. Alright everybody, she's back together. Got all my side panels on. What a pain in the ass that was. I ended up with 3 extra little body screws that I can't figure out where they're supposed to go. Watched somebody else's video a couple of times about strictly taking these panels on and off. And I don't know what the heck I did with them, so, or where they go. So I'm wondering if I had 3 extra screws from the factory exhaust that I just didn't realize it. But body work back on. Let's get this thing started up. Guys, just gonna go do a quick spin around the neighborhood. Up my GoPro so I could actually go on the road. This vibrates way too much to do a video like that, but there it goes guys, total installation. Still have to put the air filter and stuff in, and more to come. Thanks for watching guys. If you like Hayabusa stuff, I'm going to keep going with this bike, so subscribe. Back on 2 wheels, baby. Alright guys, one final clip. I just wanted to give you guys a side view so you get a good look at it, see what the Yosh pipe looks like on the bike. Come around this side. Obviously it's a much smaller unit. I don't know if the camera really does it justice, to be honest, because when I saw the pictures of it, it didn't look, I wasn't too crazy about the way it looked. But then when I have it on the bike, it actually looks really good. You can see it cleaned up the whole side of the bike on this side. Obviously with no exhaust over there now. So yeah, I'm gonna get a GoPro mount and mount my GoPro on it, and I'll take a ride so you guys can actually hear it going through the rev range and everything. I'll make a separate video for that because I have to go get the mount for it. Other than that, I guess that's all I got right now. So I have I have Koremoto stainless steel brake lines coming, so I'll install those. I'm back and forth about ordering some velocity stacks. Chris Moore did a video on some velocity stacks, and although they didn't add crazy power, they did add about 1,000 RPMs more where it carried the power through, which totaled about another 20 horsepower higher in the rev range. Instead of it falling on its face, it carried 180 plus horsepower out there. So $500 for a billet aluminum. The guy makes them overseas, so I'm really thinking about purchasing those. And then right after I do that, I still haven't decided if I'm going to do a ECU flash or if I'm going to do the Power Commander 5. I already own a Power Commander 5, so if I do the ECU flash, I'll be selling the PC5. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys later.